Good morning, everyone. Can you hear my loud, booming voice?
No.
No.
I hear you.
I am Darrell Steinberg. I am the mayor of Sacramento, and this is a day of great celebration as we break ground for the long-awaited Wong Center Senior Apartments here in the Railyards. Yes! I am so grateful to everyone who worked so hard to make this day happen. I want to thank Mutual Housing of California and all of their great leadership. Bill, Kathy, Pat, everybody who I know, and I know I'm not mentioning everybody. The Wong Center Association and the Wong Board, so many members of the Wong family, proud, great family that has done and is doing so much for our city. I cannot tell you how grateful I am as the mayor for your willingness to invest in what's right in our city. Senior housing for low-income seniors in the heart of our downtown. And we'll hear from the family in a little bit. Denton Kelly and the Kelly family and DRV Ventures. Anyone asks, what's happening with the Railyards? Come on out and see for yourself. It's housing. It's the beautiful courthouse. It's going to be soccer. It's going to be live entertainment. And you can see it now, finally, after how many decades, before our very eyes, the transformation that is just beginning. I want to thank SHRA and Michelle Dozier, who is here, and her team, Christine Weichert, and everybody else for your hard work, not only on this project, but so many important projects in the city. Thank you. And last but not least are my city council colleagues. And I see 3 of them here today, and you're going to hear from 2 of them. Councilmember Jeff Harris, who has so ably represented the Railyards for so many years. The incoming council member, due to redistricting, who will represent the Railyards, Councilmember Katie Valenzuela. And I see Councilmember Mai Vang from South Sacramento, who's also a big believer and supporter of affordable housing. So this is a day of celebration, but it is also a day where we anticipate tomorrow a point-in-time count, the biannual point-in-time count, which is going to show, I'm not breaking any news here, that homelessness is worse in Sacramento. And so what do we do about it? Well, there are many things we must do about it, but I'll tell you what the city's role is. The city's role is to do everything in our power to increase the supply of affordable housing in our city. And I just saw Danielle Foster, our housing services manager, walk up, who's a key leader in all this. And thank you, Danielle, for your hard work on this project. I really appreciate it. It's housing. It's affordable housing. It's affordable housing for people of all ages. And affordable housing, by the way, is quality. It means quality. It means building something that people of all incomes would be proud to live. But it means investing our precious resources to make sure that those who can't afford it, think about it, seniors between 40 and 60% of the median income. Think about how fragile those seniors are. Think about the challenges they face. Imagine being older. I guess I don't have to imagine being older. I am older. And worrying about where it is you're going to live. Well, this isn't everything, but 150 units for vulnerable seniors, for low-income seniors, is something that we ought to be very proud of, and it ought to be something that we recommit to doing over and over and over again. So it meets a tremendous need, but it's also, again, a big piece of the revitalization of the great extension of our downtown, the Railyards. We're all pouring our hearts and our resources, both on the public and the private sector, into making this long vacant acreage a key part of everything we do in this city, and we are on our way. And today is another demonstration of that. These kinds of projects do not happen with a snap of the fingers. There's a lot of competition for state tax credit dollars. There's a lot of decisions that we as a city council need to make about where we put our limited local dollars. Well, together we chose the Wong Center project, and we could not be more proud of that. And you won the competition. And today we break ground. Let me turn it over to my two colleagues. First of all, the council member for District 3, who again has been a real partner when it comes to all these Railyards initiatives, Councilmember Jeff Harris. Jeff?
Hold a spot for you and me both in this building. I've got a few years on Darrell here, so he seems like a youngster to me. You know, it's been my pleasure over the last 8 years to represent the Railyards, to work with Denton Kelly and Jay Heckenlively, Josh Leachman here. The Railyards is a really unique opportunity for the city of Sacramento, and like with every big building and redevelopment project, it has lots of challenges, infrastructure one of them, but they also have an affordability component that they needed to meet. And this project really fits the bill. I'm proud of our city council, as well as the mayor, for dedicating some of our housing trust money to this project, because it wouldn't happen without it. But DRV and LDK, they have dedicated the land. They're going to put in quite a bit of money themselves. It's going to be a great project to develop the Railyards on this side of the tracks. This stretch along here has been vacant for an awfully long time. This is going to be a beautiful build out. The last thing I want to say is that our seniors are particularly vulnerable, especially in this economic climate that we're going into now. And so senior affordable housing is a big deal. We know that our homeless population is largely aged in our city. Average age is over 55. And there's just a tremendous vulnerability. And this project, I think, is going to be very helpful in addressing that. So thank you, Wong family. I appreciate your vision and your drive to make this happen, mutual housing as well. But special thanks from me to Downtown Railyard Ventures, to the Kellys, and the whole team who are working so hard to get a tremendous, wonderful redevelopment of our historic Railyards. Thanks, everyone.
Will represent the Railyards come, I don't know, December 1st or something like that. Councilmember Katie Valenzuela.
Good morning, and what a beautiful morning it is to be celebrating this amazing project. My name is Katie Valenzuela. I'm currently the council member of the district right there. And in just a few short weeks, as the mayor said, I'll be also helping govern this area. And I could not be more excited to be inheriting this amazing project. And I want to echo my thanks to the Wong family, to the Mutual Housing family, to all of the people at SHRA family who are making this project a realization. Part of what makes downtown so amazing is our incredible diversity. It's the fact it's not just racial diversity, it's income diversity, it's cultural diversity. And I can't think of a better way to celebrate that than by having this project at this prominent location. And I do just want to give another kudos to the Downtown Railyards venture, because for such a huge project, such a big initiative, to be leading with affordable housing, to have affordable housing be the first components that's coming to realization here, says a lot about who we are as a city and how we want to take care and prioritize those who need it the most. So thank you so much for having me here today. Thank you, Mayor. And am I introducing the next speaker? Or no, you come on and back up. Thank you, everybody.
representing the Wong family is Yu Jung Wong. And again, none of this would happen without the vision of a family and a foundation that cares deeply about the next generation and generations after that. So we want to thank you for choosing us, choosing Sacramento, choosing the Railyards. Please come on up and say a few words.
Boy, I haven't been this nervous since a father-daughter dance at my daughter's wedding. Well, on behalf of the Wong Family Association of Sacramento and the Wong Center Board of Directors, welcome everyone to our groundbreaking for the Wong Center Senior Apartments at the Railyards. The Wong Center has been a dream of ours for many years. Long ago, my parents taught us, the younger generation needs to take care of the older generation. And that's one thing we've never forgotten. Caring for our seniors in our community is an obligation that the Wong Center takes we really care about that. And ensuring that the aging population can live in dignity and in a safe environment. Following 4 years of endless meetings, planning meetings, hours of work, trying to plan exactly what we want to put in our senior apartments, we finally got to a point where, because of help from certain individuals, we were able to make this happen. On top of that list is the mayor of Sacramento, Darrell Steinberg. Without his leadership and direction, we would not be here today. Also, City Councilmember Jeff Harris, general partner, Mutual Housing of California, Roberto Jimenez, CEO, LDK Ventures, Denton Kelly and the Kelly family, Rob Fong, RKF Consultants, Patrick Sablehouse, tax credit attorney, John Young, personal tax consultant, Dennis Valley, Wells Fargo Bank investment banker, and Keith Bloom, Mutual of California Director of Acquisition, and our own Susie Wong, Wong Public Affairs. The entire team and partnership working together to bring the Wong Center Senior Apartments to fruition exemplifies the best in humanity and compassion for seniors in our area. Thanks to the great collaboration of the Wong Center Board, enabling us to build a state-of-the-art, energy-efficient, and sustainable project. Last but not least, God bless this project, and God bless each one of you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wong. I also want to recognize we do have representatives from our federal delegation, and of course the federal tax credit program and our work with HUD through SHRA is so important. So I want to thank Congresswoman Matsui, Congressman Berra, and Senator Alex Padilla, who are all represented here today. Next is one of Sacramento's preeminent housing activists, and I mean that as a high compliment. Kathy Cresswell has and continues to put affordable housing on the forefront of Sacramento's agenda. I'm honored to call her a friend, and she's been a big part of this. Welcome, and say a few words.
Good morning. I am particularly proud to be here today to represent Mutual Housing California's staff and board, and in particular, Roberto Jimenez, our CEO, who wasn't able to be here. So I'm happy to be able to represent him. I also want to recognize our staff who are here, those who both made sure this development is actually happening and who helped make this event happen. And that's Keith Bloom and Stephen Root, and kudos to them. And as you know, doing these kind of developments is difficult, and it takes a lot of skill and a lot of effort. And Mutual Housing is so fortunate to have staff that has both the skill and expertise, but also the devotion to mission and to commitment. And those two aspects are a significant force for good in our community. We are also really fortunate to have the partners that we do. And that includes, the Wong Center Association, the city, the downtown Railyards ventures, and our continuing partners, SHRA. Without that kind of collaboration, this stuff doesn't happen. But it is also important to really recognize the city, because the city, things like this do not happen if you don't have a leadership who are willing to take risks, who are willing to stand behind us. And so I want to commend, and in fact, if the city hadn't made a pre-commitment to funding, we wouldn't have been able to achieve the leverage with the state resources. So these kind of developments really take a partnership. And we also share the city's goals for inclusive community development. And that matters both in our existing communities and in our new communities. As Councilmember Valenzuela said, the fact that we are starting and leading with affordable homes in this community says a lot about our commitment to inclusive communities and the city's commitment. Together with other developments and the Wong Center senior apartments, Mutual Housing will be creating over 200 homes for aging population in the downtown core, and we think that is so critical. And our elders, who have already done so much for our communities and for their families, deserve to be able to live in dignity and security. And this development is going to provide just that. And it's an example of how Mutual Housing California is trying to meet the moment. We know we are living in unprecedented times. We've had the worst affordable housing crisis than we have ever experienced. And so Mutual is really scaling up so that we can meet this moment and help create more affordable homes for the people in this community who deserve it. And, we live in challenging times and in troubling times, but it's moments like this that we all need to give us a sense of hope that working together, we can make a difference. We can have an impact. And that's why I'm so proud to be with all of you today and to share in this important moment. Thank you.
So last but not least, before I bring him up, I just want to say this. Imagine that you had an ambition to build a new extension of your city, or at least your downtown, and you could do it from scratch. And you said, we need iconic civic amenities. We need entertainment venues. We need a place for our second most, tied for first, most popular sports team to be able to have a long-term and a permanent venue to play. And yes, we want to build that new city, that extension of our existing city, in a way that is, as Kathy said, inclusive, that ensures there is housing for all people, especially people of lower incomes. Well, that's the city's vision, but it's also the vision of Denton Kelly and DRV Ventures. And that's exactly not always as fast as we all want together, but that's exactly what we are creating. in this time. And so Denton, come on up and close us out here. And then we're going to grab those shovels and have what they call in the business a photo opportunity. Denton?
Thank you so much, Mayor. And indeed, what you said is really imperative. It's what we are creating as a community and as a partnership. And that partnership is one of the greatest kind of public-private partnerships. You have us as the developer, the investor, and we have the city as our partner. We have the state as our partner in this project. And now we have the Wong Family Foundation as our partner with Mutual. That's really a testament to this community and what it takes to actually build housing, and specifically affordable housing in our region these days. I really want to applaud the mayor. He's really taken a great leadership position in helping assist us to get the housing, and specifically the affordable housing, built with the Wong Center. It's not an easy lift, and without his leadership and the collaboration and the council's leadership, we would not be standing here today, because the $3.5 million public investment by the city, were it not for that, I wouldn't be standing here and we wouldn't have shovels in the ground today. So thank you very much, Mayor. And thank you very much, Councilmember Harris, Mai Vang, and Councilmember Valenzuela. We greatly appreciate it. Also to Mutual and the Wong family for believing in us that we could bring this together. We know trust is it's a path that cuts both ways, and we really greatly appreciate your trust in our team at LDK and the Railyards to execute on your behalf and to make this happen. So thank you for believing in us. I'd also like to thank the state and HCD. Craig Morrow, not sure if he's here, but he's been integral in really helping the Railyards and DRB realize the vision for an inclusive housing plan for all. And so we really appreciate HCD and Craig's contribution to getting us here today. And then to my LDK team, we wouldn't be standing here right now if it wasn't for the heavy lifting done by Jay Heckenlively, Frank Myers, and Josh Leachman, who are all our executive team members at LDK. They're really the ones who kind of do the day-to-day heavy lifting, and I get to get up here and take all the blame for it. And that's just simply not the case. We're a team at LDK and the Railyards, and that's how things happen. One last thing I'd like to conclude with is it is worth noting, as has been mentioned a couple times here, we are leading with affordable housing. Our first two projects, the AJ that's behind you and the Wong Center on the ground that we stand here today, are both affordable housing projects. So we don't just talk about delivering affordable housing. We are delivering affordable housing, and we are delivering on our vision and the city's vision. It's a shared vision of delivering housing for all of the residents of Sacramento. And that's what we're committed to. And I think it's time for a groundbreaking. What do you say, Mayor? All right.
Euxin, I think we're gonna.
Who else? Anybody else who want Danielle Foster? Come on. You're in. You are in.
We got one extra shovel in the middle. Euxin, can you take that one?
Well, yeah, okay. Then we count back from 5, and the project will be finished in 15 minutes. Okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right.